Hey guys, so we're going to be looking at the kits of LF Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and then the Buu and Hercule assist character. I did an in-depth breakdown video of the Gotenks in yesterday's video, so if you want to see my full reaction to everything this guy's doing and my full breakdown of everything he's doing, go check that out. I guess we can take a look at his stats, the first thing, because we didn't get to see that yesterday. We know he is a range type, but let's just see how they do his stats here. Okay, so they actually did do his stats the way we would want them to, which is even. Okay, that is interesting. And the reason why that actually does make a difference is because now this opens up the path for him to be good on Fusion Warriors. If he was like super one-sided blast, it would kind of be a bit more tough to run him on Fusion Warriors because of how strike-based the team is. Now it actually is opening this character up to being pretty good on Fusion Warriors. Potentially, like, who would you even... like, you replacing Omega on there? Oh, man. I would have to think about this a little bit more. I think one of the reasons why Omega is so good on Fusion Warriors is because of how well he synergizes with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's sub-count reduction, because you basically always have Omega there to be able to eat rushes and ultimates and stuff with his Indestructible, but Gotenks has the same thing. Gotenks, I mean, obviously Endurance is not as good as Indestructible, but Gotenks also has the same sub-count reduction too. Remember, he reduces his sub-count by 2 by default, and then I believe it's the last part of this. Shortens own sub count by 3 when an enemy activates a blue card, ultimate, or rising rush. So he's going to reduce his own sub count essentially by 5 because it's -2 permanently. And then Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is reducing sub count by 5. And then I guess what you run Fusing Super Vegeta, who also reduces sub count by 5 to the team. Could be interesting, actually. This guy could be a force on Fusion Warriors. I thought his only teams were going to be Buu Saga and Hybrids, but yeah, now it's also Fusion Warriors. Pretty good stats here. Slightly higher blast, but I mean, it's for the most part, yeah, looks good. Defenses are also really good. He's going to be above 180k to both. Yeah, stats are looking very good. Very above 260 to both offenses. Certainly very good. So like I said, Hybrid Saiyans, Fusion Warriors, and Buu Saga are his teams. Potentially, there is a future now for the kids tag. Every Daima character probably, well, all the main cast characters are going to be on kids unless there's like some shenanigans. Like, I don't know, what if we get like a Super Saiyan 4 scenario or something where one of Goku's new transformations or something like that makes him turn into not a kid anymore? That could be something, but kids potentially has a future, so let's keep that in mind. He does restore his Vanishing Gauge on both his Strike and Blast cards. His blue card is interesting. It is a melee blue. 60% chance to reduce enemy Dragon Balls by 1 on hit, and then a 20% chance to faint is pretty good. Has a really good green card, which he can force draw 3 times. He draws 1 every time he vanishes, up to 3 times. He's going to increase his unique gauge charge rate by 100%, get 60% vanish, key back, draw a card. He destroys 3 of your enemy's strike cards, so you can kind of go with a tackle right away. And you know essentially your opponent is not going to be able to counter it with a strike. And then his ultimate is interesting. It's going to get different effects depending on what cards you destroy, because this ultimate, when you activate it, does destroy your entire hand. And then you get certain effects depending on what cards you destroy. So strike cards give you strike damage, blast cards give you blast damage, blue cards give you sustained damage cap penetration, and then green cards give you critical rate. So pretty good there. His main ability gives you your full unique gauge up. So I guess we should just talk about his unique gauge as well. His unique gauge is structured very similarly to Blue Beast Gohan. If you guys remember how Blue Beast Gohan works, he fills his unique gauge up by using arts cards, and then he has to like perform a specific action to reset the gauge. So in the case of Blue Beast has to use his blue card or green card to reset the gauge. Gotenks just needs to switch. Every time he fills his unique gauge, when he switches out, it resets. And then he's going to continue to get these perks whenever he fills the gauge up. He also has support. So yeah, overall, this guy is doing a lot. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. His equipment, of course, because him being a Buu Saga character, his equipment is ridiculous. This guy really could be a monster meta character. So we'll have to wait and see how he actually performs. Going to be interested to seeing how this character looks here. They didn't really give us a ton to go off of. All we know is that they're a support unit. They're yellow, and they're only on 2 teams, Buu Saga and Regen. So if we go down here, yeah, because this version of Buu is not on Powerful Opponent, of course. So Buu Saga, Regen, and their teams are their teams. Stat-wise, yeah, sorry, you could tell the massive difference in stats between this character and Gotenks. Defenses are pretty good, though. I would say, you know, again, above 180 is what we're looking for on like a pure support character. So this is not horrible. Offenses are trash. Let's be real. I mean, that's not good. Just barely being above 240 to strike. They're more of a strike character. They're more of a strike character. I wouldn't really say that's great right now. Buu Saga is certainly more blast oriented right now, and Regen also is more blast oriented, right? Omega, Kid Buu. Their strike, huh? I don't know about that one. I mean, to be fair, their offense is not going to be the selling point of the character, but we'll see. The blue card is a melee. It deals major impact damage, 30% special move damage inflicted for 3 counts. On hit, shortens ally subcount by 2, obscures all enemies' cards for 5 counts. Yeah, that's annoying. If special move arts is enhanced upon activation, cancels enemies' attribute upgrades and buff effects, inflicts all enemies with no switching. Huh. That could be interesting. No switching upon activation. So they could lock in on that. I don't know what it's going to take to get the enhancement. The green card is Stop Time, it looks like. Randomly draws 1 new card, 10% health, 40 key, 15% of special move damage. Shortens ally subcount by 2. If it's enhanced, 30% damage to... or 30% damage for 20 counts. Nullifies own attribute downgrades with normal conditions. Gradually restores own health remaining. Okay, sure. It's not like a crazy buff there. And they do have an ultimate, the Ultra Super Buu Rush. Massive damage, 30% ultimate damage, and then on hit, destroys all of your own cards and randomly draws 4 new ones. All of your enemies' cards get destroyed, force switching, and then if it's enhanced, 20% ultimate damage, nullifies unfavorable element factors. So they're going to go type neutral. So they do type neutral damage to red when they have an enhanced ultimate and blast armor. Okay. Main ability. Draw the ultimate arts card Ultra Super Buu Rush. 20% health, 50 key. They get their full vanish back, which is good. -5 to own arts cost, 15 counts. Cancels downgrades and abnormal conditions if main ability is enhanced. Nullifies enemies reduce key effects to sell for 20 counts, and then +3 to sub count to all enemies, which is not going to lock them in. It's going to give them the, yeah, because it's the attribute downgrade version of this. So, it's all right. Z ability, 35% to Buu Saga, Regen, Blast Attack, and Defense. Wait, they're buffing Blast Attack and Defense when they have much higher Strike? Huh. Okay. And then Buu Saga Strike Defense. Okay. So battle start, they get 100% damage, 70% to reduce damage received, and 30% to key recovery. That is very low key recovery. 30%, and no card draw speed. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Draws 1 new card, 30 key, 60% damage, 20% to damage, up to 3 times. Okay, so you want to probably lead off with this character, huh? So 80% there. So, I mean, if you have all 3 of those 20% damage buffs active, you're going to be up to, what is that, 220% damage inflicted. Following effects occur according to the number of times this character has been on the battlefield. Yeah, you definitely want to start off with this unit. Restores on health by 5%, 15% to damage inflicted by allies. Okay. And then shortens ally subcount by 1, 3 or more times. Oh, they have to be on the field 3 times to get card draw speed. Why? 15% to critical rate. Cover null for 10 counts. Okay. Okay, so the enhancement gets activated when it's their 3rd time on the battlefield. It's not like a very... I guess maybe on the Buu Saga team, it's not going to be that tough to do because the team is just unkillable, essentially. I've never really been a fan of characters that are designed like this, where you need to just like be constantly switching into them to get like buffs. It's not, I mean, they get a lot of stuff here. Card draw speed, cover null, critical rate, and they enhance their full kits, and they reduce enemy ki by 30. Following effects occur if when remaining health is 50% or below when hit by enemies aren't so because they have a disrupt at half HP. 30% healing, reduce enemy ki by 100, and then inflicts all enemies with 3 subcounts. So whenever they do this, I always say they need to do 2 things instead of just 1. So right now, the only disrupt they're doing is 100 ki reduction, which is fine, but ki reduction and card destruction. We need both. I mean, it does help that they're locked in when the ki reduction happens so that they can't just switch and then like get ki back right away. Yeah, it seems pretty good. It's pretty good. Additional 30% damage inflicted by allies until this character is defeated. So that activates when they have their disrupt activated. So they're giving 15% support here and 30. So they're giving 45% support assuming you have this active. That's pretty good. All right, cover change against strikes, comboable. When performing a special cover change, choose one of your own cards, draws a blue card, and then minus 15 to the next blue card. Okay. Following effects occur every time this character uses a strike or a blast arts card. 20 ki? Wait, what? Oh, once. Activates once. I was going to say, what the hell? Every time they use a card, they get 20 ki. 20 ki applies attribute upgrade, shorten sub count by 2 to self for 15 counts, restores all health by 5%. Okay. And then, of course, it's going to reset when they switch out. Shortens own sub count by 4 when this character is switched to standby. So they're going to have a 4 sub count. Because you get this off, it's minus 2, and then minus 4. So you're going to be able to switch back into them after 4 counts. Which I guess kind of does help the case that this is now going to be a lot easier to get. But do you really want to be just wasting vanishes like that? Like constantly switching when you don't need to? I don't know. Applies the following effects to allied episode Majin Buu Saga or tag regen. This is what, when they switch out? Yeah, when they switch out. 5% healing, 15% damage for 15 counts, 20% to ki recovery, cancels attribute downgrades and normal conditions. Following effects occur when this character is defeated. Reduce enemies' Dragon Balls by 2. That's, if you guys remember, that's like second anniversary Blue Vegeta, essentially, did that. That's pretty good. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 15 to all arts cost for 15 counts, and then minus 1 card draw speed for 15 counts to all enemies, which is good as well. So they're giving Buu Saga and Regen with the maxed out everything 60% damage support, huh? Yeah, they seem like they can do some stuff. I'm not really, I don't know. This is a character I'm going to need to use before I'm able to really judge how good they are. They seem okay. No vanish restoration. There's no like heavy mega disrupt. They don't get card draw speed or cover null until they've swapped in 3 times. They don't have very high ki recovery. There's a lot of negatives about this character. No blast armor. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's check equipment. This is the new PvP equip. Let's see. What is it for Buu Saga? Hybrids. Okay. Hybrid Saiyans. 12% offenses, 10% health, 10% base blast, then 10% to strike and blast defense. Defense. If this character is kids. Defense. Yeah, I mean, it's good. 22% base blast. HP. Both pure defense. Yeah, I mean, this is probably like, you know, in the ballpark of this style, because they've been doing this for a while now, pretty much the entirety of this year already, for PvP equipment. This is how they've structured it. These equips are always designed to work like perfectly with the newest release, and they're actually really good. I would say this is a pretty good equip. So cool. Anything else? I don't believe that's, I don't think there's anything else, right? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Next week should be the unique equipment for LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and I believe there also will be a new co-op season next week as well. And then there also will be a new Awakened equip next week. So next week will be a big equipment week. This week it looks like we only did get the one equip for PvP, which makes sense because PvP is resetting here. So yeah, that will be it for this week's update. We'll do some summons for Gotenks. We'll do a showcase for him and the Hercule and Buu. Let me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.